In 2026, cruise lines are changing the way they handle older passengers, and most seniors have no idea what is coming. A 68-year-old woman from Phoenix drove 4 hours to her cruise terminal, bags packed, documents ready, family waiting beside her. But when she reached the gangway, she was stopped because of one document she did not know she needed. She was denied boarding. Her cruise was not refunded. Her family missed the entire trip. And the worst part is this: her situation was not unusual. Across the cruise industry, new rules are being enforced more strictly than ever before. Some affect your passport, some affect your medications, some affect mobility scooters, medical forms, travel insurance, online check-in, and even whether the ship considers you fit enough to travel. For passengers over 65, these rules can mean surprise fees, lost deposits, denied boarding, or thousands of dollars in costs that no one warned them about. Today, we are going through 12 cruise rules seniors need to know before booking or boarding in 2026. Stay until number 1, because that rule has already cost one 71-year-old passenger $4,200 and left her watching her ship sail away. Number 12. The Solo Traveler Surcharge. One of the first expensive surprises seniors may face in 2026 happens before they ever reach the ship. Cruise lines are raising the extra fee charged to people who travel alone. This is called the Solo Traveler Surcharge. In the past, many solo travelers paid a smaller extra amount. But now, on many regular cabins, that charge can be much higher. For seniors, this matters a lot. Many older passengers cruise alone after losing a spouse. Others travel independently because their family cannot join them. They may see a cruise advertised for $1,400 and think that is the price. But once they reach the final invoice, the total can suddenly jump by hundreds of dollars. A 68-year-old widow from Nashville booked what looked like an affordable cruise. By the time the booking was complete, almost $1,000 had been added because she was traveling alone. When she called to question it, she was told the charge was non-negotiable. Cruise lines do this because one person in a cabin means one less passenger buying drinks, excursions, dining upgrades, and onboard extras. Here is what seniors should do before booking. Ask your travel agent, what is the solo supplement on this cabin? Look for studio cabins, single cabins, or solo supplement waivers before you pay anything. And never assume the advertised price is the final price if you are traveling alone. If you want to avoid expensive cruise mistakes like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and do not forget to turn on the bell so you get warned before these hidden costs catch you at the worst possible moment. Number 11. Mandatory medical forms for passengers over 70. This next rule can stop a senior before they ever step on board. In 2026, many cruise lines are using medical disclosure forms for older passengers, especially those over 70. They may look like simple health questions, but they can decide whether you are allowed to sail. A 73-year-old retired teacher from Scottsdale filled out her form honestly. She listed controlled high blood pressure and mild arthritis, nothing that had stopped her from traveling before. But when she arrived at the terminal in Miami, the ship medical team reviewed her answers and refused to clear her. She was denied boarding and lost more than $3,000. The danger is that seniors treat these forms like routine paperwork. Cruise lines do not. To them, the form is a legal screening tool. One answer can make them decide you are too much of a risk at sea. Here is what you should do. Before you book, ask your doctor for a fit-to-cruise letter. It should say you are cleared for ocean travel with no activity restrictions. Bring printed copies with you, and never rush through the form. Read every question carefully before you submit it. Rule of thumb: treat the medical form like a legal document, because in 2026, that is exactly how cruise lines are using it. Number 10. Mobility aids must be pre-registered. This rule is catching seniors by surprise because many passengers assume that if they brought a scooter, walker, wheelchair, or rollator on a previous cruise, they can simply bring it again. In 2026, that is no longer something you should assume. Cruise lines are now requiring many mobility aids to be registered before sailing. They may also need to confirm that the device fits through your cabin doorway and does not block emergency access. A 77-year-old man from Boca Raton arrived with the same electric scooter he had used on several cruises before. But this time, the cruise line said the scooter had not been approved for his assigned cabin. It was too wide. He was told to leave the scooter behind or risk being denied boarding. For a senior who depends on that device, this can ruin the entire trip. Here is what you should do. Register your mobility aid as soon as you book. Do not wait until the final weeks before sailing. Ask for your cabin door width in writing. Ask the accessibility desk to confirm that your device is approved for that cabin. Rule of thumb: a mobility aid that worked last year may still be rejected in 2026 if it was not approved in advance. Number 9. Controlled medications must be declared. This is one of the easiest rules to overlook because many seniors carry the same medications every time they travel. But in 2026, certain prescription medications may need to be declared before you board. This can include sleeping pills, anxiety medication, certain pain medication, and other controlled prescriptions. A 70-year-old woman from Denver had taken prescribed sleep medication for 8 years. She packed a 14-day supply the same way she always had. But during embarkation, her bag was flagged. The medication was not declared correctly, so it was held by the ship medical center. Instead of keeping it in her cabin, she had to collect it one dose at a time, and each dose came with an extra dispensing fee. What should have been a normal prescription became another unexpected cruise charge. Here is what you should do. Keep every medication in the original pharmacy-labeled bottle. Do not rely only on pill organizers. Bring a recent copy of each prescription. Before sailing, ask the cruise line if any medication declaration form is required. And at embarkation, tell the agent that you are carrying prescription medication and want it logged properly before boarding. Rule of thumb: your medications need paperwork just like your passport. If you cannot prove what they are, you may not be allowed to keep them with you. Number 8. Gratuities are now charged up front. Another charge seniors need to watch closely in 2026 is the automatic gratuity charge. For years, many passengers were used to handling tips on board. Some paid in cash. Some adjusted the amount at guest services. Others liked to reward crew members personally at the end of the cruise. But now, more cruise lines are moving gratuities to the booking stage. That means the charge can appear before you ever step on the ship. And once it is added, it may be difficult or impossible to remove. A 64-year-old couple from Denver noticed almost $400 in gratuities added at checkout. They assumed it was optional and planned to tip personally. Once on board, guest services told them the charge was locked into the booking. Cruise lines do this because it guarantees revenue. Here is what you should do. Before you confirm any cruise, ask for the total price including taxes, port fees, service charges, and prepaid gratuities. Also ask if onboard credit can be used to offset that cost. Rule of thumb: the advertised price is not the final price. Always ask for the full total before you book. Number 7. Medical center fees have doubled. This next rule can turn a small health problem into a very expensive mistake. In 2026, onboard medical center fees are much higher than many seniors expect. A simple visit to the ship doctor can now cost hundreds of dollars before medication, testing, or follow-up visits are even added. A 72-year-old woman from Minneapolis developed a respiratory infection on day 4 of her cruise. She expected the kind of fee she had paid years earlier. Instead, the consultation alone was over $300. Then came the cost of antibiotics. Then came the follow-up visit. By the end, a minor infection had cost her more than $700. Cruise lines know that many older passengers may need medical help at sea, but the ship medical center is not priced like a local clinic. Here's what you should do. Pack a basic medical kit before you sail. Bring cold medicine, pain relief, stomach medicine, bandages, and extra prescription medication. Before receiving treatment, ask for an itemized cost estimate in writing. And make sure your travel insurance covers onboard medical charges. Rule of thumb: the ship medical center is for emergencies. If you can safely prevent a visit, you may save hundreds of dollars. If this video is helping you avoid expensive cruise mistakes, please give it a like. Subscribing is also truly appreciated because it helps more seniors get these warnings before they book. Number 6. Port departure times are now strictly enforced. This rule can cost seniors thousands of dollars in a single afternoon. In 2026, cruise lines are becoming much stricter about passengers who return late from port. If you miss the ship, they may not wait, and they may not help you catch up. The cost becomes your problem. A 71-year-old couple from San Diego booked an independent shore excursion in Cozumel. The tour itself went well, but on the way back, their taxi broke down. They reached the dock 22 minutes after departure. The ship was already gone. They had to pay for flights, a hotel, meals, and transfers just to meet the ship at the next port. The total was almost $2,000. This is especially risky for seniors who take slower tours, use private guides, or need extra time walking back through crowded ports. Here is what you should do. Always set your watch to ship time, not local time. Build at least a 90-minute buffer before departure. If you book an independent excursion, ask the guide for the guaranteed return time before you leave. Rule of thumb: in 2026, the ship may not wait. Your return buffer is your responsibility. Number 5. Cabin upgrade bids are non-refundable. This rule sounds harmless at first, but it can cost seniors money even when they never take the cruise. In 2026, many cruise lines are pushing cabin upgrade bidding systems. You choose how much you are willing to pay for a better cabin. If the cruise line accepts your bid, your card is charged right away. The problem is that the charge may be non-refundable. A 66-year-old woman from Orlando placed a $340 bid for a balcony cabin. 10 days before sailing, her bid was accepted. 2 days later, a family emergency forced her to cancel the trip. Her cruise cancellation was handled one way, but the upgrade bid was treated separately. That $340 was not returned. The non-refundable language is often hidden in the bid confirmation details, where many passengers do not notice it. Here is what you should do. Never place an upgrade bid unless you are completely sure you are sailing. Read every line of the bid confirmation before submitting, and call reservations to ask about a direct upgrade instead. Sometimes a direct upgrade gives you clearer cancellation terms. Rule of thumb: never bid on a cabin upgrade with money you cannot afford to lose. Number 4. The passport validity trap. This rule is one of the most frustrating because many seniors think their passport is valid as long as it has not expired yet. But that is not always enough. In 2026, cruise lines are checking passport expiration dates more strictly at check-in. For many itineraries, your passport must be valid for at least 6 months after the date you return home. A 69-year-old nurse from Atlanta arrived at the terminal with a passport that still had 4 months left. She had cruised before with a passport close to expiration and never had a problem. This time, the check-in agent flagged it immediately. She was denied boarding. Her insurance did not cover it, and she lost $2,800. The painful part is that her passport was still technically valid. It just was not valid enough for that itinerary. Here is what you should do. Check your passport expiration date before you book, not the week before you sail. If your passport has less than 12 months remaining before your cruise date, renew it early and ask the cruise line to confirm the passport rules for every country on your itinerary. Rule of thumb: a passport that is not expired can still get you denied boarding. Number 3. Travel insurance has changed for seniors over 65. This is one of the most dangerous rules because it gives seniors a false sense of safety. Many older passengers buy travel insurance and assume they are protected if something goes wrong. But in 2026, standard policies may not cover seniors the way they expect, especially when pre-existing medical conditions are involved. A 67-year-old woman from Portland bought travel insurance the week before her cruise, just like she had done in the past. On day 3, she suffered a cardiac event and needed emergency evacuation. The bill was $38,000. When she filed the claim, the insurance company denied it because of a pre-existing condition exclusion. She thought she was covered. She was not. The biggest mistake seniors make is waiting too long to buy insurance. Some policies only protect pre-existing conditions if you purchase coverage shortly after your first cruise deposit. Here is what you should do. Buy travel insurance soon after you make your initial deposit. Ask in writing if the policy covers pre-existing conditions for passengers over 65. Make sure it includes medical evacuation, trip interruption, and boarding denial coverage. Rule of thumb: insurance bought too late may look like protection, but when you need it most, it may not pay. Number 2. Online check-in closes 48 hours out. This rule creates problems because many seniors still think check-in can be handled at the terminal. In 2026, online check-in is becoming mandatory for more cruise passengers. It may include your photo, health questions, credit card details, emergency contact, passport information, and boarding documents. The problem is that the window can close before many travelers expect. A 74-year-old retired librarian from Chicago tried to finish her check-in 36 hours before sailing. She thought she was early, but the system had already locked her out. When she arrived at the terminal, she had no boarding pass and no confirmed boarding time. Her travel companions boarded first, while she waited in a manual processing line for hours. Cruise lines use online check-in to clear passengers before they arrive. If you miss the deadline, you become an exception. Here is what you should do. Complete online check-in as soon as it opens. Do not wait until the last day. Save screenshots of your boarding pass, cabin confirmation, and health declaration. Rule of thumb: check in early, save proof, and never assume the terminal can fix it quickly. Number 1. The fitness to travel clause. This is the rule every senior needs to understand before paying a non-refundable deposit. In 2026, cruise lines are enforcing fitness to travel rules more aggressively. This means the ship medical officer can decide that a passenger is not safe to sail, even if that passenger has a ticket, a cabin, insurance, and all required documents. And once that decision is made, there may be no appeal and no refund. A 71-year-old retired teacher from Fort Lauderdale had saved for 3 years to take a 14-night Mediterranean cruise. She used a cane and had disclosed mild cognitive concerns on her medical form. When she reached the gangway, the medical officer reviewed her situation and decided her care needs were more than the ship could safely handle. She was denied boarding. Her cruise cost $4,200, and she did not get it back. This is why the fitness to travel clause is so serious. It can be enforced at the very last moment, after you have already paid for the cruise, flights, hotels, transportation, and insurance. Here is what you should do. Before you pay any non-refundable money, get a fit-to-cruise letter from your doctor. If you have mobility issues, memory concerns, oxygen needs, recent surgery, or any serious medical condition, contact the cruise line before booking and ask for written clearance. Also, make sure your travel insurance includes boarding denial coverage. Rule of thumb: never assume a paid ticket means you are guaranteed to board. In 2026, the final decision may be made at the gangway. Now you know the 12 cruise rules that can cost seniors money before they ever enjoy the vacation they paid for. Some of these rules sound small: a missing form, a late check-in, a passport with only a few months left, a medication packed the same way you have packed it for years. But in 2026, small mistakes can become expensive problems. The safest thing you can do is slow down before you book. Ask questions in writing, save every confirmation, check your insurance, confirm your medical paperwork, register mobility devices early, and never assume that the rules from your last cruise still apply today. Cruising can still be a wonderful way to travel, especially for seniors, but only if you protect yourself before the cruise line has a reason to say no. If you want more warnings like this before your next trip, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And do not forget to turn on the bell so you do not miss the next important cruise update. And once you finally get on board, the risks do not stop at the gangway. Before your next cruise, make sure you watch the next video, because even after you board, one simple mistake inside your cabin can still cost you hundreds of dollars.